Hi, so sorry. I was doing
Oh, it's
something
okay.
in space at the time.
I do that plenty of the time. I get it. I actually set an alarm for myself to remind myself of your lesson 5 minutes before so that I'd be
Good
right on
idea.
time. So I totally get it. I get really focused on what I'm doing and then, time just flies by. So Alrighty, so with all the weather changes, I'm curious how your voice is feeling because I know sometimes that can definitely affect our voices. So, how's your
Yeah.
singing going? How's your practice going? What are some of the things that are going well? And what would you say is the main goal for today?
So my voice is okay. I was practicing the other day, with my solo, and it was definitely more of a challenge, but I think it's feeling okay today. I haven't sang
Okay.
too much, but I can definitely, give it a try. And then,
Sure.
um, I think it's going well. I practiced blocking. Blocking and like acting has been going well because I had a run through with my theater director where I worked on
Great.
blocking, and so that was fun.
Oh,
I
awesome. That's
figured
good
that
to
out, so
hear.
that's going well. I think just more vocal technique and combining the
Mhm.
two is a big part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Great. Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's like you've been working on one thing and then you've been working on the other thing separately, right? So, like vocal
Mhm.
technique and then the blocking, the characterization, the acting. And then it's like when you try to put it
Yeah.
together, your brain's a little like, what's happening? So,
Yeah.
it takes that additional practice to infuse it all and get it working together.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which, it takes a little bit of time, so that makes sense. But it sounds like it was a fun rehearsal.
Yeah, it was fun. It went really well. She's good at what she does.
Oh, that's great. And then it sounds like too, being able to give life to the character. It's not just enjoyable, but a lot of the time, it also can help us with the singing. Like we start being more musically expressive as well because we start making more of those mental connections of who that character is and what their intention is, and having more freedom in your body and moving in the space can also help with freedom in your voice. So sounds like
Hmm.
it probably is a really good, exciting thing.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
been really fun.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were going to say, maybe your main goal for this session, the thing that you're like, this is what will make me feel really good about this, and like this was a successful lesson, a successful time. What would be the number one thing that you're like, this is what I really want to lean into and focus on here?
I think just getting the solo ready for performance and
Yeah.
combining it with blocking.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Did you get a chance to sing ahead of time? Do you feel like you're pretty warmed up, or should we do a little bit of exercises to get going?
Could we possibly do a little bit of exercises?
Yeah. Yeah, I know too if you have sung earlier in the day too, sometimes it's like I was warmed up, but I might not be now, so it's good to
Yeah.
check back in. Alrighty, so let's start by descending first. Let's go on zoo. Actually, let's add the Z again. So zoo, zoo. So we'll add the Z between each descent. Breathing in. Zoo,
Ooh.
zoo, 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 right, we're getting pretty low there. Okay, let's go up a little bit higher. Let's do on a slide first. Let's do this on CAI. Keeping it really bright and forward. That more leaning into that musical theater kind of vibe, but very fluid and flowing, smooth, connected. All right, breathing in. CAI. 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 All right, let's go ahead and slide down. Yeah, good. I know sometimes too when you slide down, um, it can be a little bit like you can kind of feel like, oh, like getting into that vocal fry is a little crunchy. But yeah, so let's see what happens if we slide back down again. Great. Beautiful. Okay. So then let's try. We're gonna do now on a scale. So let's do this on so focusing on the kind of vocal tone that we want for this. It's gonna have that brighter quality, but also it's gonna have a nice lyric flow. We're gonna have a little bit more it's like a balance. We're not like totally into the charactery, like really intense character creation, but we're also going to not be like totally classical either. It's like somewhere between, a little bit brighter. We keep a nice smooth quality. There's going to be less vibrato, but you can have some that slips in and helps out for expressive purposes at certain times too. So let's try. Let's do this on wah 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 wah. Let's actually do wah 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 wah. So we have like the ooh, but then we're going to the ah. Not like an eh, like a Cinderella's stepsister kind of feeling. Just a wah wah wah, like how you would say it. 1, 2, ready, and wah 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. 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 And at this point, you might start feeling like you're opening a little bit more at the top, breathing in. Wah. Excuse me, I had a little just like gunkiness get in the way. Breathing in. Wah, wah, wah. 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 All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and slide back down. Ah.
Ah.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so then let's try. We're going to do on an arpeggio. Let's do this on me, may, ma, may, me. All right, 1, 2, here we go.
Me,
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 may, ma, me, me.
me,
Me, me, ma, me, me. 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 Awesome. That sounded great. Okay, so then let's go ahead and let's have you dive into the song. So I'd love to hear just where it's at, and then we'll go from there.
Do you want me to like angle the camera and then I could do some of my blocking that I
I'd love
practiced?
that. Yeah, I was thinking that. I'd love to see you perform it. So see what it's like when you put it all together.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna look at the karaoke really quick. The angle might be a little bit finicky, so sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
I can try to angle it.
Yeah, we'll just do the best we can.
Okay. It's like the sky is blue, and it's falling somehow. Tears, all that's right. Maybe they know. I see the light. It's like it's like the sky is blue. It's that I see. That was kind of like a consolidated version because of the camera angle, but that was kind of what it was
Yeah.
close.
Hey, that's okay. Yeah, I know that you're, trying to figure out putting everything together and you're trying to let me see what
Mhm.
you're doing with it. Yeah, so tell me, what was the thing that felt the best to you? The thing that you were like, okay, I really liked how this went. Was there a certain moment in the song that felt really good? Um, is any of the action really helping to kind of propel you and help you to stay even more engaged and connected to the character? Did you feel like you were able to be more expressive? What do you think?
Um, I feel like so for the blocking, like when I actually do, I'll be like kind of running on different sides of the stake. So I think
Sure.
that helps me kind of like really get into the excited emotion. And also one of
Yeah.
the things my director had me do was like kind of like be a little like shy for a minute when like the all at once and then
Mhm.
kind of look up and see because I have like a point where I'm focusing on that is kind of the guy that I'm singing to.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of one of those that helped me. And I think also the big ballad moment was good. I'm not sure if I
Mm,
should hit the high note for The Sky is New because it's really hard. So I might just stick to the
mm.
lower. but
Okay, sure. Yeah, that you just kind of go, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, you know?
yeah.
That's okay. Um, yeah, so the lower one is actually the main melody line, so I think
Mhm.
that's perfectly fine to go, I feel like this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
All right, so um tell me, what would you say um if you were going to give yourself one thing that you're like, I'd love to do this a little bit better, that you're like, it's not quite where I want it yet, and I'd really like to be able to improve it.
Probably bigger contrast in dynamics and how they like connect with the emotional expression. So like
Yeah.
contrast in dynamics and facial expressions.
Okay, love it. Yeah, that's great. That's a great goal. Um, so then let's just kind of think through the dramatic action throughout the piece. Um, just for a moment here. And where do you think you start in terms of like the emotion and then also the intensity of the volume that goes with that?
Kind of like mezzo piano to like forte because I do have to like I guess I have to sing like clearly for the thing, so it's sometimes hard to tell because I have to
Mhm.
sing clearly on stage. But I think like probably like I'm kind of shy and kind of just like thinking I'm inside of my head and I'm kind of quieter
Sure.
because I'm inside of my head for the beginning and I'm sitting
Mm,
down and stuff.
yeah. Yeah. So when we're a softer volume, we you don't always even have to be completely soft as in the volume itself. You sometimes can be more soft emotionally, and you can have this kind of quieter intensity and a quieter emotion that's coming across. Um,
Yeah.
so, so I don't know that it has to necessarily be dramatically softer. Sometimes it can be that it's um, instead that it's got this um, quiet intensity to it. So it's not necessarily like super soft, like oh, I'm whispering. So that's something we can play with is that balance of, how far do we go with that? Yeah.
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 Okay. Well,
So let's go ahead and I want to think through. So where does it change? Where does it go from that more soft, intimate emotion to growing into something different? Where does that change?
well, when I stand up, it kind of grows to a little bit more curious, and then when the chorus hits, it's like a big part where it's like still kind of in my head, but I'm excited. And then at the very end of the first chorus, I get like this moment where I'm kind of starting back with reality with the guy that like I'm singing to.
Mm, yes, yes, nice. Good, good. So, and then where does it change again?
Mm, definitely like I think the transition between the two verses, and then
Okay.
a big part when I sing the second chorus is like the big kind of bell
Yeah.
moment.
Love it. Love it. Good. So, what do you think is the biggest peak of the song? Like the most epic peak?
I think the second chorus, like the I'm where I'm meant to go, and then that leads into that lest I see the light.
Okay. Yeah, good. And then, so, so if you kind of like walked through the entire shape of the whole thing, what would be like your full large shape of the song? Like where do we start? Where do we go in the middle? Where do we go at the end?
Like kind of like the outline of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the beginning is I'm kind of standing there like quiet. I have like the quiet intensity, like we talked about with the first part, and then that kind of builds into a chorus where I'm more curious, and so that's bigger but
Sure.
still a little bit less confident, and then super confident building into the verse and the next chorus.
Yeah.
And then and that's kind of like very loud and slowly builds up in volume and confidence. And then at the
Hmm.
end it's like kind of like a joyful another quiet intensity but more like
Sure.
confident this time.
Yeah. Okay, good. Excellent. Perfect. Good. So we kind of know what the overall arcing shape of everything's going to be. Lovely.
Mhm.
So why don't we try it again? And we're going to focus on, maybe not thinking necessarily about the literal volume, but the emotional intensity. And then usually the volume will adjust on its own.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, yes. Okay.
Awesome. Really good. I love how you're staying fully engaged even in the instrumental parts to the character. Your facial expression is staying connected. I think the movement is really adding a lot and helping you to really process, where you want to be and what you want to do with the character. Beautiful work there.
Thank
So
you.
tell me, what would you say went really well there that you were like, oh, I loved this. This was something I thought went really beautifully.
I think my emotions combined with my blocking went really well, and I was able to have good facial expressions.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I definitely heard that. So very cool to, experience that. What would you say, um, at this point would be something that you want to do even more of, or that you want to experiment with, that you're like, I could take this even farther?
I think just like my bright tone and seeing how I can make it completely clear without lingering, and I think I'm on pitch. I just want to focus on like my lyrical clarity, or not
Hmm.
lyrical, but like my uh like support and with my vocal folds and stuff, like kind of
Sure.
pushing when they press together and like keeping that not super brassy, but like very clear when I want it to be.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking a little more diction and then focusing on having a little more brightness in the sound as well, was
Okay.
something I was thinking. So yeah, I think we're definitely on the same track there. That's great to hear. All right, so then let's go ahead and let's try it again, focusing on keeping that tongue a little bit more forward, thinking about the lift into that notch where that hard and soft palate connects. So lifting a little bit more forward. Um, and let's go ahead and try it again. So diction and that bright quality.
Hmm. Oh, and then sorry, before I forget, how much do the 30-minute lessons cost? My dad was
Oh,
wondering about
yeah, it's
that.
35.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Thank you.
no problem.
Okay. Yes. So diction. Okay, cool. See.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so I definitely heard a good difference there. It had a little bit more of that um, Disney princess quality to it, a little more of, leaning into more of that like ingenue or legit musical theater kind of feel, but with having a smoother, clearer tone. It doesn't sound like more classical musical theater. It sounds more contemporary. So, yeah, very nice. What was maybe the thing that you felt like went the best in that? Was there a certain moment or something that stood out to you that you were like, oh, I really liked how this went?
I think there was a moment when I was singing at one of the belty moments where I kind of like got filled with the emotion that almost helped me push the air farther.
Mm.
And so when I got like really into character, and so I think that was cool that I was able to use the character moment to like also help me with pushing
Yeah,
it.
love that. Very nice. Okay, beautiful. So tell me, um, if you were going to maybe give yourself little reminders, as you go in to performing this, what would those reminders be, or those main things that you're like, okay, like before I go in, I want to remember XYZ. So one thing that I always do is I say to myself, like a little mantra, I say, okay, stand tall, breathe, have fun. That's my little mantra that I do before I go in to a performance, just because it helps me to remember, to just kind of, let myself off the hook and just enjoy the process and, be present and in the moment. So what are the things that you want to be sure to remind yourself of?
I think to ground myself and to, because I definitely like struggle with that when I get nervous, I tend to like kind of go back and forth on my
Oh,
feet and stuff.
yeah.
And so probably
Ah,
just to
like
kind of
you kind of
ground
like
myself.
sway back and forth, a little nervous too.
Yeah. So probably just kind of to ground myself and to really get into the moment and seize the moment. And then for like
Mm,
technique reminders to just dictate and really get on top of the notes,
yeah.
hit the high notes, like perfect,
Okay.
like right and stuff.
Hmm. Love that. Yeah, nice. Good. So if you were going to give yourself, give yourself like the thing that you feel like you improved the most on in this session, what would that number one thing be that you're like, I think I did really well with this?
I think the connection between the vocal technique and the um like the blocking and being able to have the like the emotional intensity, I think I improved on
Mm.
with that and I was able to kind of combine it,
Yeah.
which felt really good.
Yeah, nice. Good. That's a
Mhm.
really good it feels really nice to be like, yeah, I did that, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then if you were going to say maybe the number one thing that you can do between now and when you perform, what would that be? Like what's a good approach, a good process going from today into performing?
Well, I wrote down like it looks kind of funny because it's warm-ups, but like I wrote down kind of like a summary of like what the warm-ups we did. So I can kind of do
Mm,
those because those are kind of geared towards the song. So like to be able to help with that kind of song. So I could do
yeah,
those when I'm getting ready. Like I have a tech rehearsal tomorrow, so I could get do those before and then do those before my performance on Saturday. And
nice.
then do it before I practice to kind of practice and just like keeping those habits in practice with the tone. And
Yeah,
then just run through it a couple times at least each day, maybe at least like once each day, not to tire my voice out too
sure.
much, but maybe like run it for a while, one more day in between the tech rehearsal and the actual rehearsal.
Sure. Yeah, love it. Awesome. Yeah, that all sounds like really good approaches. So good reflections, good self-awareness.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Are you having fun with it?
Yeah, it's really fun. I was really excited when I found this out. It's kind of surreal, and I've done
Oh,
solos before on stage, but I'm still a little nervous because this one is like, it just feels bigger. But since
Yeah.
I'm in character, it'll hopefully be pretty easy because I won't be myself,
All
which will help.
right.
And I'll be wearing like a face mic, which for me, since I'm in theater, I'm like used to wearing those when I'm in character. So hopefully that'll
Mm,
help me with my mind will associate that. And it's like, okay, we can be less nervous because we're wearing a face mic and we can just be in character instead
yeah.
of doing this. And it's like, it's nerve-wracking.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it does take a little bit of the pressure off, right? When you're like, it's not
Yeah.
me, you know? I am not the character. Like I'm telling the character's story, right? And
Mhm.
you're just like allowing the character to live through you. So I think that's a really great way to approach that and process that and help
Mhm.
yourself to be a little less anxious, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, beautiful work today.
Thank
This was
you.
really fun. I'm so excited. I think
Yeah.
everyone's really going to enjoy your performance.
Yes. Thank you so much for your help. I'm
Absolutely. It's going to be great. They're going to love it. And I hope you have fun with
excited.
it too. I know it's sometimes, our nervous jitters kind of get in the way, but if we can kind of translate that into a feeling of excitement, that can be really helpful
Yeah.
rather than being like, oh, I'm scared. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think if you can get back to that, like, why do I do this? What do I love about it? That kind of thing where you
Yeah.
reconnect with the things that you're like, this is who I am and this is what I love doing and this is what I enjoy. And these are the things that I love about it. I think those are the kind of things that we want to really you know, really feel like we connect back with and it can really help.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome work.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you so
So,
much.
absolutely. So, yeah, just try to, I think you've done the work and you can trust that the work is going to show, you know?
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I will look forward to seeing you soon. We'll definitely get another session on the books. Did you want to just kind of focus on the performance for now, and then just kind of like I'll message you and we'll get you scheduled for our next one?
Yes. Yeah,
That
that
sound
should work.
good?
I'm probably gonna focus on, yeah, yeah, that should work. I'm probably gonna
Okay.
focus on like Monster for now, and then
Yeah.
I have my director's having a baby, and so he's gonna hold
Oh.
auditions for the musical early. So whenever those are, it's gonna be in the
Oh.
spring. So I'll have to be preparing for that one. I know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
Nice.
So we'll see. But
Oh, that's very cool.
yeah,
Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, good for her. I think that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, but for you, it's a little like, oh, you'll miss her. But
yeah.
yeah, it sounds like, you've been learning a lot and growing a lot through this process. So, really
Yeah, it's been
fantastic to
really
hear
fun.
that. Alrighty, well, I look forward to seeing you soon and have a
Yeah.
good rest of your week and break a leg with your performance.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good week.
Absolutely, you too. Bye, Anna.
Bye.